Howdy folks, it's Key of W with more of the Artisan of Glimmith. Hanging around town doing some puzzles. I think I'm gonna bejewel this mink. Oh, oh. So the update went through. That's great. There was an update as of my recording this. It just happened, but I didn't know it took effect immediately here. There was an update that came out that changed. So what it is, if you haven't noticed, is there's a name for this window now. This one's called Shape Bank, for example. That didn't used to be there. I can review those changes at some point. I know this is one of them. There's another thing that's helping you find puzzles you've missed. Let me actually go through see what we got. So we have the Glimmith Bridge, which we've bejeweled by this point. We have the Glimmith Overlook, whatever that means. But then this will tell you Rose Windows. This should be Gemini and Delta. Shape Bank, which I guess we kind of knew Shape Bank before we went there. That's another one of those windows. Over here should be Precision, Polyomino, and then Mingle Shapes that we'll be doing soon. But we also have a window over here for Forest Trailhead, I guess. Over here is Match, the ones I hate. I don't hate every puzzle here. There's just... the best these puzzles can do is be tolerable. I only hate a few of them, but boy, when I hate them, I do. I don't think Match is particularly interesting rule set. Area number, etc., etc. So we'll see non-boxy, boxy. Castle gates. So when we get to the end, there should now be perfected windows. This new thing that says, well done artisan across all of Glimmith, your restoration project is. And we should be able to see all this. So all of these are bejeweled. Mingle shape is gold, but these are silver, and then match is gold. So we've got 451 puzzles done. What are gold puzzles? And then the secret ones. The red ones are puzzles that are unlocked after you finish the main game. These are regular. Are these the ones that only unlock when you, like, finish an area? I'm not sure what that means. But that was also added, so you can see how you're doing on this. But I'm going to head all the way back. Hold on, let's just do that. Anyway, I was excited for those changes. There should be nothing over here. What I'm really interested in is Mingle Shape. Let's finish this off. Well, that'll almost finish off our town area of the game. So how many do we got? We got 10. Let's see if I can do all 10 in one video. That'd be like 3 minutes of puzzle. All religions must be one of these shapes. Single domino, elbow. Mingle shape, got to change them up, and polyominoes are going to tell us what's going on. So let's start with our good old things there. Dominoes. I've kind of settled on colors I would use for shapes, haven't I? Let's see. The thing about this elbow is we could do that. That's totally legal. It would force... But if I didn't make these part of the same elbow, I would have to not move this leftward. There's still kind of a lot I could do. How about this? Domino can't head down, because that makes a single next to a single. So we're going to put a wall there. A domino... Oh, no, there can't be a domino here, because that creates a single, and it touches that. That creates a single, which is fine, but it touches that domino. Actually, there's no way to make a domino here without touching it. So we definitely have an elbow in there, which means this is not an elbow, but it's also not a domino because it touches that domino. So we have a single piece there. This can't be a single, so it could be this domino or it could be an elbow. We're not totally sure at this point. Let's see what we got. This area should be interesting. I know that we have to bring this piece out, but I don't know if we bring it out this way. Gotta think about it, because if I bring it as a domino and an elbow... Oh, hold on, that's touching. Can't do that. So we gotta have an elbow here. I'm gonna make it the cyan color, just to keep things consistent. Then this has to be a domino. And then this has to be another elbow. Which means this can't be an elbow. Could be a regular domino or a single piece. I know the domino comes out. This elbow can't go down now, so it does have to go up. That makes this piece here, leaves us a single. This can't be, this has to be a single. It's the only thing that's left over for us to make. This piece here. If this is a domino, we end up breaking the puzzle because now we need an elbow here, but it won't reach. Therefore, this has to be a single. And then the domino has to be here so we can make an elbow. And just, oh, I must have screwed up over here. Oh no. Here, let's take it back this way. Elbow. Yeah, this doesn't work. So this domino doesn't go to the right? Hold on. What did I do wrong down here? This can't be a single. If this is a domino, then this has to be an elbow, and that touches. So this has to be an elbow. Domino. This seems kind of the same as before. Can I do this? Can I do this? I would need to have a lot going on. This doesn't work. So is this wrong? How could this possibly be wrong? This is a single, we know, because if it comes out, it touches both of those, makes it impossible. Therefore, this has to be at least a domino, but then touches that. So this is an elbow. What happens if I bring that to the left? What happens here? Don't think there's any way for me to solve this section then. Yeah, there's no way to solve this. There's no other way to deal with this stuff down here, though. Alright, I'm confused. I'm confused already. I just started. I'm confused. This is kind of forced. This needs to be part of a domino. This can't move down. That has to be there. That's forced. That's forced. That's forced. Nope, this will work. This will work. This is what it is. I just got confused up in this corner. This can't be a single. We make another one there, so we have to have a domino here. So this is where the elbow goes. The only thing can work here. I think this is going to be a single on that spot. We'll find out. This spot has to be a domino? Yes, if this spot is a single, we have to have a domino here. It'll touch another one. Therefore, domino. Forces a single bit here, and then a domino. Single domino. And then I think can't have an elbow here, because then we're in trouble there. So I think I'll just single and then figure out how to do elbow here. Alright. Let us see if I can be a little smarter on round 2. What's back here? Singles, doubles, triples. Okay. Single, triple, triple, double. Everything else is left to fate. Well, this can't be a triomino because it'll touch this one. So this has got to be a regular domino, which is going to force this to be triomino because we've already seen the other two. So that's done. This has to be single, and then we are definitely going to put a domino here. We got 2 options there. Let's put a single here. This could be a single, or it could still be a triomino. That's still fine. This triomino can no longer go up. It must go sideways, so it will go this way. This could be a triomino. We still know that. What if I move this domino up? I think I'd break the puzzle, because I would need either 2 singles or a domino there. So that definitely has to be blocked. Which means if this is a single, we have a domino. So we do have to have a triple there, a triomino. Forces a domino here. They can't touch each other. This has to be a single, which forces a domino there. Domino could go either direction, I think. Don't see the answer to that yet. This space, it could be the triomino, or it could be a single. Nah, it can't be a single. Single here forces a triomino there, and then we're going to be touching. So we do have to do this. Single, domino. Now, this I think is the solution. Nice. Nice! Excellent puzzle. How about you hiding back here? Domino, triomino, O shape. Alright, that's a gimme. This space can't be the O shape, so we've got another domino there. That's going to force us to put an O shape there. And then it forces us to put a triomino here. This is a domino. Now here could be a triomino. It would go up and then a domino here. No, I don't think so. Here's why. If we put a triomino here, we'd have to put a domino, and now what goes there? An O shape, but it's not going to fit. So we have to put an O shape here, which is going to force us to put a domino there. These dominoes can't ever see each other, so they have to move up this way. That's forced. Triomino goes there. O shape is the only thing that goes there. Domino. No, triomino can go there. Let me not be too hasty here. Triomino definitely goes here. And it doesn't go that way because it would force one there. So that's the way it goes. Domino has to touch this corner piece and that corner piece. They have to touch each other. And forces a red piece there. This has to be orange. Feeling like... Yeah, we can't put a domino here because that would force a triomino. So this does have to be a triomino here. And I think I just see the answer to the puzzle. We're going to make 2 more dominoes, and we're going to make O shapes. Beautiful puzzle. A sixer. Hold on. Let's hold on to the sixers until I've done all the lower ones. Nope. Not falling for that. All right, let's get these yellow ones out of the way. So we have dominoes and elbow pieces, huh? All right. I'll play your games. These can't touch each other at all. So yeah, that's preset. This is the only thing it can do. This can't move those directions. This could be yellow or blue. Where do we take it from here? This elbow can't move down that way. It can do this just fine. Actually, if the elbow doesn't move left, we create a single zone there. So actually, that's done. Those are all done. Now we can't move up or left. I have a couple options for what to do with it. What goes here? We could put an elbow into that spot, putting a domino above it, or we could put a domino... Putting a domino here forces an elbow, which is going to be a problem. So we do have to put an elbow there. And a domino. That should be right. Now this elbow has to come out that way. It forces us to put a domino there. No, doesn't force a domino. We put a single here, but what would that do over here? That would... Oh, I think we've broken the puzzle. Is there another solution for this section? Is there a solution where I take the elbow in here? There isn't, though. Right, no matter what I do here... This would lead to 2 dominoes or a bunch of singles touching. I can't have... Yeah, if this is an elbow, it either touches that elbow or it creates singles. So we do have a domino here, like so. So maybe this is wrong? Now, how is this wrong? This kind of seems like the only move. But I now have a problem here. Unless I make that, but then... No, this isn't a problem. I'm good. I could put a single there, it's fine. I didn't think of that possible arrangement. Once again, foibled by my own mind. This has to be a domino. This has to be an elbow. Domino has to go there. The elbow has to go here, and this is the solution to the puzzle. Well done. Almost failed completely. All regions must be, okay, domino, triomino, or the elbow shape. So these are dominoes. These are triominoes, and then we have elbows, like so. I don't see an obvious move immediately. I think I'm going to start with this elbow. If this elbow's got to take 3 of these 4 spaces. So either this cell is not taken, this cell isn't taken, or that cell isn't taken. If we don't take the upper left cell, now we can't put a triomino here, so we have to move the domino this way. That would leave up here triomino. That's fine. If I take this, I have to put a domino here, and triomino, that's also fine. That didn't get me anything. Worth a try. This would force the domino up, it would force a triomino, which would force this, and we're screwed. So I know, oops, that the elbow can't move into that space. So the elbow's got to take these 4, or 3 of these 4. If it takes this space, we would force a triomino here, and then the domino would be forced to the right, otherwise the elbow would trap it. So far that's fine. I need to see how I could break the puzzle. If I took this, if I blocked that, seems that that doesn't cause a problem. This is fine. This is all great. Dang it. Well, I know, that's all I know so far is I can't do that. Can I do this? This is fine. Hold on, I think this breaks the puzzle. If I bring this elbow up, I'm going to have nowhere to put this elbow. I'll show you again. This is all forced. Now, moving down creates another domino here. We can't do that because of mingle shape. Oh, it just makes it. So yeah, I'm not doing guessing and check. There has to be a logical step. I really don't like puzzles that encourage you to like just try something and see if it works. We need to be able to figure out something logical. And it needs to be easier to do that than it is to guess. That's the other stipulation. Otherwise the puzzle is still bad. Can I break it with this move? No. Can't break it with that move. Because I can do this. It would break this way. Because I couldn't put anything here. But this doesn't break it immediately. This doesn't break it. This breaks it. So I guess we just start here. That's what we should start with. Didn't we break it when we tried that? Hold on. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. If I move this up, obviously this elbow's nowhere to go. So if I start, I can't bring that down. No, this didn't break the puzzle. That's right. Thought it did. Does not. So we do, as a matter of fact, have this particular course of action. I think that's what we're supposed to see. I think that's the logical step we're meant to make. It forces an elbow piece here and a triomino piece there. Can't bring that over. The elbow piece would break. So we have to do this. Now this is going to have to be a domino piece. This is all set and broken. Right? No, this is fine. Oh, no, this works. This works. Okay, yeah, I can do this. That's required. No. No, this is required, so what do I put here? Was there another way to do this? There might be. Does this work? Yes, it puts the corner there. Which way does this go? This does not work. I don't think this will work. And here's why. We'd have to put this piece up here. And then we'd have to put an elbow here. It would have to bend this way. And now what do we do here? We have 2 dominoes. So I think we have to bring that up. This needs to be a domino. And that's it. Got it. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, fine puzzle. Middle of the road. Good job. Oh my god. Okay. No. Let's start. We don't have to worry about a shape bank though. We can do whatever we want with the shapes as long as the polyominoes work fine. So I know these are all going to be our singles that do not change. Do we have any more of those? No, I do have dominoes. I'm going to just, do orange for those. Let's do that. Triominoes will be this one. Is that it? We've got elbows. Elbows. Let's set up the eye shapes here. Might be more than 8 different shapes going on. T shape goes there. I'm gonna W shape. I saw there. Well, I'm gonna definitely have some colors being repeated. There's colors I like to use for things. This is all the same. Now they all have to have different shapes. So I think what we'll start with here, it's actually a couple places I think I can start. First of all, this triomino can't move down. Not enough space for it. This one can't move up. Neighboring region, different shapes. We know these are all different shapes. That's fine. These are different shapes. That's fine. Now here we have to make sure they move in different directions. The orange can't move left or right or up. So it's got to move down. The orange is complete, this domino. This is now, hold on. This can actually move up, sorry. This can move up one space. And that's as far as I know. This one has to go that far. This one can't move down or left, so it has to move up. Huh. So what piece goes here? It can't be a single or a domino because it'll touch too many things. Can't be a triomino because it'll touch that. It can't be a eye-shaped tetraomino because it'll touch this one. It can't be 5 because it'll touch that one, and it can't be 6 because it's only a 5. So this is going to have to either touch one of these, or it's going to have to be 5 long and then bend. Any of that is acceptable, I think. Now these all have to be part of the same unit. Since they are touching each other, they must not be different shapes or different regions. So these all have to be parts of the same region. Now this one can never move here. There's no way. Because then it would be part, I'm going to change the lighter purple so you can see the wall I just drew. If I moved this leftward, it wouldn't be able to also touch this region. There's no way to make the shape, so it has to stop there. This is the same thing. These both have to stop like so. And they can't move up. So I think this is the only way to do that, which is going to force this move here. That's going to put this as a corner. I think so, because this can't move up. Because this moves up. This is the wrong shape. It's not going to do it. It's a Z piece from the pentomino land, so it's not gonna... It's got to be 5 pieces alone, and the 5 pieces can't be this shape, so... I think this is the shape it has to be. I just think that's all we can do. This one can't move down there. Can't move across there. So this is probably the shape. Okay, these two could actually touch each other. And in fact, that might be what we do. Because we can't move any of those directions, so it does in fact do that. So I think that's what we do with all these shapes down the corner. What does that mean for us here? This elbow can't move down at all because at least one of these bases would be a single piece. This elbow can move up only if it moves left. So it can't take this spot here. And it can't take, oops, can't take that. Let's change it back. Can't take that either. So it's either this way or this way. Now, the thing about this is I think we break the puzzle of this elbows in this shape. Because now this T shape either extends one space in, and that's as far as it can go, we have another elbow, or 3 single pieces, or it doesn't extend in, now we have another T-shape. So that doesn't work. We could bring this down. Nope, makes an elbow piece, so I think we're forced to make this elbow here. That can't go, this can't move rightward, so it has to move down at least one space. Now how am I going to do this? This can't move one space left. That's just not acceptable. Can do something like this. Nut makes a T shape. What are the arrangements of the T shape? This is fine. There's still a lot of arrangements on the board for this one. This has a lot of arrangements. This doesn't work. It can't go up into this corner because of the dominoes. It can move this way, make a triomino. It can move this way and make an L shape just fine. Yeah, I think we're good with multiple ways out of that. Let's see. This piece, what are the different arrangements of the F piece? If I were to not bring this up, we'd be screwed. There's no way to make the piece. So it has to move up. Now, I can do it this way. That's fine. I'm actually going to, just for this version of it, make the F piece different. I can make this shape. I can make that shape. This shape isn't good, because now we have a triomino and a domino here, 2 dominoes next to each other. So that doesn't work. Is there any way it doesn't take this piece here? What if I go down? What if I went down this way? I don't think we can go down. Right, if I go down, then... Yeah, if I go both down and up, then there has to be a piece on either side here. It doesn't work. So if I go down, I'd have to block. So I can't do that. I have to go up. So I have to block the down. And this is the only arrangement because it gives me an elbow on the side. So I'm going to assume that that's correct. It is incorrect. How do I do this without... Actually, this can never go down. Because that creates a single. So that means this is the shape, this is the shape. And then this can't go up because it makes a single. Those have to be done now. I can't see any other way to do that. This can't, yeah, so I think that's that. I could put a single here, it's fine. I just can't do that. So this has to move. Oh yeah, if I can't move this way, I must move that way. Puts a nice triomino there. What do we do here? These L's could be part of the same... No, if these L's are part of the same unit, we have a triomino in here. Therefore, they are different units. So this can't move down, this can't move up, which means we come out, and we can't go down from there. We have to go all the way and then change direction. This can't move in here at all, so it is a downward-facing I pentomino. That is what we know about it. This one, therefore, must also be a downward facing. Nope, that's just a regular... It's not a 5, it's a 4. That ends us here. And the T shape now... The T shape is now broken. Because now we have another T shape here. Oh, wait, hold on, no. This is a different shape. Dummy, dumb. This can move up. Let's hold off on that then. Let me change the color of this so I know. This piece now is forced here. Let's make this one. Let's actually just make all these different colors. That's a bad color. This color. Yeah, there's more than 8 different shapes here. So I'm trying to make it so that every shape has the same color as, like, every domino is orange. But I'm going to have different shapes with the same color, just to make sure I don't have the same shape with 2 different colors. Just for my own mind, I'm not going to do that. Do we know now with this guy, it has to move down at least once. It looks like this shape is pretty set. I don't see any reason not to do an elbow here. Oh, hold on. This doesn't work. How would I make this work here? With this piece. It can't... This piece can never move down to that one. It's just, it would block in something here. This piece has to come out. Yeah, it has to go like this. Is it that? It might be this. That might be it. It leaves a domino here, which is fine. We definitely have one there now. I should probably just start filling these in. We know these. So this is free to be its own gigantic L. Just like me when I play this game. This W piece is pretty limited, but not entirely. It can't ever go down, because then it either continues this way, it runs out of space, or continues this way and runs out of space. So it must move up, and at least that far. Once again, just make sure these don't clash. This domino can't move up. Can't move to the right, because either we have an elbow here, right? If this piece can't be a single, can't be a domino, can't be an elbow. So domino goes down. Elbow can't move left, because then we make a domino. These two are the same color. This is the only S piece. Let's do that. Where can it go? This is the only place the S piece can go. I see what the game is trying to get me into here. Can't have a single there, can't have a domino, can't have an elbow, can't have an S piece, can't have a W, can't have whatever this is. I have to go further, which means this can't go left, so it must go this way, and we get a couple singles in the center here. This can't go down now, so the elbow piece is up. So this can't move up, because then we block things off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 6 things long, so we can't block it here. We do have to go down and right at least that far, and then it can't be both of those, so at least that far. And it has to go so we don't have a single piece. This could move up. No. If this moves up, we'd have a domino here. So we need to bring it down here. And so we just need a giant piece there. All right, I like that. This piece can't move there. Could go up or down. Down makes 2 singles. No. This makes singles, so we gotta bring that down. What do I put here? I think I've put a single, or no, I can move this up. I'm not sure yet. Now down here, I can't have a single, a domino, or an elbow. I have to bring this piece out at least that far. What if I made it like this? Is this gonna work? Hold on, let's change the freaking color of this stuff. Does this work? Does this work? I think it works. Oh my goodness, I think this is a glorious puzzle right here. Lovely work. How many more do we got? 4, and I've been doing this for half an hour. I do want to keep these from being bloated videos. So I will stop there. Yeah, I'll stop there. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been Artisan Glimmith. I've been Key of W. You've been whoever you are and all that. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.